everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new released SH Figuarts Captain America Civil War movie Ant-Man figure from Tamasi Nations and Bandai. Now this figure comes in a window box. It's a little bit smaller than what we saw for this Figuarts Captain America and Iron Man figures. The figure's clearly displayed. You've got the name on the front window. Down below you have that same kind of artwork showing Cap and Iron Man facing off against each other and the Captain America Civil War movie logo. On one side it says Team Captain America and has the Ant-Man name. On the other side you have an image of the figure, and then on the back of the packaging we have images of the figure in various poses showing off the various accessories that come with it. And then down below a bunch of writing I really can't read. Okay, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now honestly, we don't really get a whole lot of accessories with this figure. We get a pair of extra hands. So you've got the closed-fisted hands that are attached to the figure when you first take it out of the packaging, and then we get a pair of open hands that are kind of relaxed with the fingers straight out and everything. And the detailing on the hands is pretty good. You've got the little silver armor plate over the top part of the hand, and then the rest of the gloves is just a dark kind of gray, and you've got some wrinkles and stuff sculpted in there to kind of give it that leather look to it. So I think the hands look pretty good. And then we get this little miniature version of Ant-Man. This thing is teeny tiny. It's not even 3/4 inches tall. It's just a little bit under that. And detailing for such a little tiny figure is actually not too bad. You can see some red and the silver highlights and the silver helmet. So even though this is really tiny, I think they did a pretty good job with the paint applications on it. And it's got a little base so that it'll stand easily. So again, and this thing's, there's no articulation on it, of course, because it's so tiny. For the figure itself, I think they've done a good job. It's pretty movie accurate. It seems to be pretty movie accurate to what we see in the Civil War movie. You've got that clean looking metallic silver finish on the faceplate for the helmet, that little circle piece where he breathes, and then you've got the earpieces that stick out to the side, and these are hard plastic, so be careful, don't catch them on anything because you might snap them. And then you've got the darker gray on the side and on the top of the helmet, and for the eyes you've got the translucent plastic with the red behind it. It would have been cool if you could see his actual eyeballs as opposed to just the solid red like you do in the movie, but still overall I think they've done a nice job with the detailing on the helmet. You got this red mark on the back that matches this red mark down here on his upper body. And then for the rest of the figure, again, I think they've done a nice job. For this dark maroon color red, you've got the texturing on it to give it that kind of leather look to it. And then you've got more dark gray and the metallic silver. And all this line work that you see with the metallic silver is actually sculpted. It's not just painted. So the detailing is pretty nice. Now I will say on the belt piece, you've got these side pieces on his belt, which is accurate, but there should be some blue lights, I believe, on these pieces, and it looks like they didn't paint that. So that would have been nice, but still that's just a minor complaint. And then again, like on the legs and the shoes and everything, I think it's pretty accurate to what we see in the movie. And the figure stands, if you count to the tip of his helmet, stands right about 6 1/4 inches tall. And here's a comparison with the SH Figuarts Civil War Iron Man and Captain America figures, and all three of these are about the same height. Iron Man's a hair taller, but I would still say Iron Man is probably a little bit too short, and the other two, the scale seems to be pretty good. A comparison with Hasbro's Marvel Legends Ant-Man figure from the Ant-Man movie, and the Marvel Legends figure, like always, is a little bit taller. And then finally, here's a comparison with the little miniature Ant-Man figure that's included with the SH Figuarts, and then Hasbro's Giant Man Build-A-Figure. And if you wanted to do that whole kind of growing effect thing, I think these three figures work pretty well with one another. The Hasbro figure looks a little bit different than the SH Figuarts, and I would say that the Figuarts is maybe a little more movie accurate, especially with like the helmet, the coloring on the helmet and everything. But overall, these figures do work pretty well with one another. Articulation is pretty good with this figure. You can turn the head to the left and to the right, and he's got good down movement. You've got movement at the top of the neck and the bottom of the neck. He can look up a little bit, but not nearly as good as like the Iron Man figure we looked at the other day. Arms attached with ball joints so we can get the arm out good. These shoulder pads are articulated so they don't really limit the figure's arm movement. He's got good rotation. You've also got that kind of inner joint, so you've got the back and forth movement there at the shoulder. He's He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a double hinged elbow, so good bending at the elbow. He's got swivels at the wrist, and then the hands are attached with those ball hinge joints, so he's got good up and down movement there with the hands. He's got the midsection joint, so you can crunch there at the midsection, and he can look back. You can also kind of pivot to the left and the right there, and he's got good rotation there. He's also got some rotation there at the waist. Not a whole lot with the way it's sculpted, but you do have some rotation. And again, you can kind of pivot to the left and to the right there. It's basically attached with the ball joint. Then for the legs, they're attached with ball joints, so he can do the splits about that much. He can get his leg forward good, and he can do his leg back good. He's got the thigh swivel. He's got a double hinged knee, so good bending at the knee. And then for the feet, he's got the hinges, so he's got up and down movement, and he does have some ankle pivot, though the way they're sculpted, he's got these pieces that come down over the hinge joints, so it does limit some of that movement. And he's got a little bit of rotation as well, but again, it's kind of limited with these plastic pieces. And then he has toe articulation as well, and no peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I like this figure. I think it's pretty movie accurate. I like the detailing on it, and not only do I think it'll fit in with your other SH Figuarts, I think it'll also fit in with your Marvel Legends, which most of these Figuarts do not. It is a little bit smaller than most Marvel Legends, but being this is a guy that grows and shrinks, I think you can make it work, and I think it'll fit in nicely with that giant man Build-A-Figure. Now, I would say that it is a little bit light on accessories, so if I had any real complaints, that would probably be it. Maybe an alternate unmasked head or something would have been cool. But still, overall, I think the detailing and everything make this a nice figure. Now, this figure is out overseas, so you can buy it from overseas, which means you have to pay probably extra for shipping. It's not yet been released by retailers here in the United States that sell these things, so you might want to wait until someplace like Big Bad Toy Store has it available. But we'll have a full gallery of images up at marvelousnews.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook and or Twitter pages. I'll have links to those in the video description below. And until next time, I'll catch you later.